The Sodder children disappearance remains one of the most haunting mysteries in American history. It combines elements of tragedy, intrigue, and speculation that have captivated the public for decades. This article explores the events surrounding the disappearance of the Sodder children, the subsequent investigations, and the lasting impact of this unresolved case. Background: the Sodder family. The Sodder family lived in Fayetteville, West Virginia, during the early 20th century. George Sodder, an Italian immigrant, and his wife Jennie had 10 children, though only 5 were at home on Christmas Eve in 1945, when their lives would be forever changed. The family was known for their strong work ethic and community involvement, and George had built a successful transportation business. However, their story took a tragic turn that night. The Christmas Eve fire. On December 24th, 1945, a fire broke out in the Sodder home around 1 a.m. The cause of the fire was never determined, but it quickly engulfed the house. George and Jennie managed to escape with their 4 youngest children ages 5 to 12, while the 5 older children were believed to have been trapped inside. In the aftermath of the fire, George and Jennie were devastated by the loss of their children, but their grief was compounded by a series of strange occurrences. The mysterious circumstances. Several factors about the fire raised questions for the Sodders. First, despite the intensity of the blaze, firefighters arrived too late to save the house and any potential survivors. They found no remains of the children, which was unusual for a fire of that magnitude. In fact, the couple later claimed that they saw their older children in a passing car on the night of the fire, further fueling their suspicion that the children might have been kidnapped. The Sodders also noted that their phone lines had been cut prior to the fire, making it difficult for them to call for help. George believed that someone had intentionally sabotaged their phone lines, leading to speculation about foul play. Furthermore, witnesses reported seeing a mysterious man near their property in the days leading up to the fire, further deepening the mystery. The investigation and theories. In the aftermath, George and Jennie launched their own investigation into the disappearance of their children. They questioned neighbors and sought out anyone who might have information. As time went on, they began to develop various theories about what might have happened. One popular theory suggested that the Sodder children had been abducted by a local mob as retribution against George for his outspoken criticism of organized crime. Another theory posited that the children had perished in the fire, but that their remains had been hidden or disposed of to cover up the tragedy. The billboard and public campaign. As the years passed and no concrete evidence emerged, George and Jennie became increasingly desperate for answers. They placed a billboard along Route 60 in Fayetteville, featuring the names and ages of their missing children, along with the message, "What happened to our children?" The billboard garnered national attention, and tips began to pour in from across the country. The couple even received letters claiming sightings of their children in various locations, including as far away as New York and California. Each lead, however, was met with disappointment, and the mystery continued to deepen. The 1952 sightings and the FBI involvement. In 1952, a letter arrived at the Sodder home that would reignite their hopes. It was from a man who claimed to have seen the children living with a wealthy family in a nearby state. The letter included a photograph that appeared to show a young woman resembling one of the Sodder daughters. The couple brought the photo to the FBI, but the investigation led to dead ends. The agency was ultimately unable to verify any of the claims. The Fire Investigation Report. The West Virginia State Police conducted an investigation into the fire but concluded that it was likely accidental. They cited a faulty electrical system or perhaps a child playing with matches as potential causes. However, George Sodder was unconvinced. He believed the fire was deliberately set, and in 1950 he commissioned a private investigator to conduct a new inquiry. The investigator uncovered additional evidence that suggested the fire may have been arson, including reports of suspicious activity around the Sodder home in the days leading up to the incident. Yet, without concrete evidence, the case remained unresolved. A legacy and ongoing mystery. The Sodder children's disappearance has become a symbol of unresolved grief and a mystery that refuses to fade. Over the years, numerous documentaries, articles, and podcasts have examined the case, ensuring that the memory of the Sodder children remains alive. George and Jennie spent the rest of their lives searching for answers, and even after their deaths, the mystery continued to intrigue and haunt the community. In 1968, George and Jennie Sodder, still hopeful, placed a second billboard near their home. It included images of their children as they might appear as adults, a poignant reminder of the life they had lost. The couple passed away in the 1980s without ever finding closure. Conclusion. The Sodder children disappearance is a tragic tale of loss, hope, and unanswered questions. Despite decades of investigation and speculation, the fate of the 5 Sodder children remains a mystery. Their story serves as a reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring human spirit in the face of tragedy. As time marches on, the mystery may never be solved, but the legacy of the Sodder family and their quest for truth continues to resonate with those who seek to understand the inexplicable.